mit einem Eingangsstatement. Bitte schön.
Thank you so much, and it's a pleasure to be with you again here in Berlin. A lot has happened since we met here a few months ago, and I think it's an understatement to say that we are meeting at a time of seismic challenges in the Middle East, but also around the world. Let me first give you an overview of the occupied Palestinian territory and the work of UNRWA. In Gaza, atrocities continue while global attention shifts elsewhere. A confined and captive population is bombarded, besieged, and constantly displaced. More than 55,000 people are reported killed, most of them women and children. 2 million people are being starved, among them 1 million children. We have said it several times, and I say it once again, no place is safe in Gaza, and no one is spared. Hospitals, schools, shelter homes, and places of refuges all have been hit. Doctors, journalists, and aid workers, among them nearly 320 of our staff, have been killed. According to the latest United Nations data, last year was the deadliest year for children in any conflict in recent history. The newly created so-called aid mechanism is an abomination that humiliates and degrades desperate people. It is a death trap costing more lives than it saves. Humanitarian principles need to be reinstated. The humanitarian community, including UNRWA, has the expertise and must be allowed to do their job and provide assistance with respect and dignity. In the occupied West Bank, Palestinians have been displaced from camps in the north at a level not seen since 1967. Civilian infrastructure is systematically destroyed, so Palestinians cannot return to their homes. The demography of refugee camps in the northern West Bank is being permanently altered. A tight siege has been imposed on the area, prohibiting movement and cutting off Palestinians from their livelihood. Meanwhile, settler violence continues at alarming levels. Annexation of the West Bank is happening steadily in a gross violation of international law. As you know, coming to UNRWA, the agency I am heading, UNRWA has become an objective of this war, which aims to strip Palestinians of their refugee status. This January, Israeli legislation came into effect, prohibiting UNRWA's activities in what Israel considers its sovereign territory, including East Jerusalem, and prohibiting contact between Israeli authorities and the agency. Consequently, international UNRWA staff have been effectively expelled from the occupied Palestinian territory. However, our activities continue. The courage and determination of our Palestinian staff, despite arrest, intimidation, and harassment, means essential services are still delivered to Palestinian refugees, including primary health care and education. In the dystopian horror that is Gaza, UNRWA still provides more than 15,000 health consultations each day. Our team continues to manage shelters, provide clean water, and remove waste. Our teams are a model of what humanitarian work is and should be. I must also highlight the disinformation campaign portraying UNRWA as a terrorist organization and our staff as terrorist or terrorist sympathizer. This campaign was further reinforced given the prolonged ban on independent international media in Gaza. Over the past 20 months, the government of Israel has continued to make claims against UNRWA and its neutrality. These allegations have put the lives of our staff at serious risk and harmed the reputation of the agency. I must stress that UNRWA, like comparable United Nations entities, does not have police, military, or intelligence capabilities. We rely on member states when such capacities are needed. We have repeatedly asked the government of Israel for evidence to support its claim that some UNRWA staff are involved in militant activity. Last month, I wrote to the Foreign Minister of Israel requesting once again information and evidence to substantiate this allegation. In my letter, I also noted that the government of Israel has not pursued any prosecution within its criminal justice system, which would also require the presentation of credible evidence. We have not received a response. I reiterate here that allegations are not evidence. Repeating allegations in letters or on social media does not constitute due process. Now, the financial situation of the agency. You keep hearing it, but unfortunately it has not improved. The financial situation is extremely dire. Cash flow is now managed on a weekly basis, not anymore on a monthly or yearly basis. Without additional funding, I will soon have to take unprecedented decisions affecting our services to Palestinian refugees across the region. The loss of UNRWA stabilizing effect on a region increasingly in turmoil will also be consequential. So, in response to the very real possibility of the agency imploding in the face of extraordinary adversity, the United Nations Secretary General has requested a strategic assessment of the impact and exercise of UNRWA's mandate. The strategic assessment will propose how the right of Palestinian refugees can be protected amid the immense political, financial and operational pressure the agency is under. I believe UNRWA is a tremendous asset if what we seek is a just and lasting solution to the question of Palestine and its people. A genuine, time-bound political process would allow the agency to finally transition its government-like services to empowered and prepared public institutions serving Palestinians. I believe that in the absence of an orderly transition, the sudden loss or reduction of UNRWA services will only deepen suffering and despair across the occupied Palestinian territory. It might even spark unrest in the neighboring countries. This is something that the region cannot afford, especially now. So let me conclude with a couple of points and then we'll take questions. In the context of Gaza, I call again for a ceasefire, the immediate and unconditional release of all hostages, and a delivery of humanitarian supplies at volume under the leadership of the United Nations, including UNRWA. There is no other alternative to address the challenges of spreading hunger in the Gaza Strip. And secondly, give UNRWA the financial and political support it needs to stay afloat until, as part of a political process, the agency can finally transition its government-like services to empowered and prepared public institutions serving the Palestinians. Thank you.
Vielen Dank. Wir kommen zu den Fragen. Wir fangen mal hier vorne an und dann Frau Beuth. Bitte schön.
Bernd Rieger, Deutsche Welle. Mr. Lazzarini, whom did you meet here in Berlin, and what did the government tell you? What do you want actually the German government to do?
Sorry, I thought we were talking German.
No, it was English, I
Sie
guess.
können sowohl in Englisch als auch natürlich in Deutsch fragen. Das ist
Shall I repeat it? You did the
No. You asked me who I met in Berlin.
Yes,
Sorry.
but what are your demands to the German government? What should
Yes.
are you?
It's my first visit since